Monica, are you there? Can you hear us? You can type in the chat if
I,
you're...
I can hear you. I'm here.
Okay.
I think, I don't know who that is. Somebody just sent out a reminder text message, so.
Yeah, that was Christine. I asked her if she could just send a text out. So, okay, so Josh and Travis aren't going to be here. John's trying to log in. He had me send it to a different email, so. Okay, so okay, she keeps texting, so I think she'll be here shortly.
Okay.
Okay, so let's just go over the assignments, and then if somebody missed it, they can watch the video, or I'll send out a summary email. There's a break-even analysis, but as I'm looking at it, that looks like an individual assignment because they give you, we don't have to do it based on our company. It's just based on computer label opportunity. So I think you're supposed to be able to look at that information and
so I feel like then we don't even have anything to do this week for the group.
Yes, we have to discuss something because we are having a group discussion, but it's individual. I don't know if you had the time to watch the videos that the instructor gave us, but we have to talk about something. I don't remember.
yeah, I'll get to that. Yeah, so then the assignment on that other website, that's individual. The readings and video, that's individual. The quiz is individual. So the only thing they really have that you're supposed to do as a group is the key financial metrics discussion board.
Okay.
And when I watched the video from the instructor, it's a little bit different than the assignment instructions. The assignment instructions say that you're supposed to discuss it as a group, and then one group member should post an initial post indicating your business name, the two metrics you decided to calculate for your venture, and show the calculated numbers. Address the following questions. What do those metrics tell you about your business? What can your business focus on to increase its effectiveness based on those metrics? But when I watched the video from the instructor said that he split the class up into different discussion groups, and so you're supposed to discuss it as a group, but then do an individual post based on what your group discussed, and that's due on Friday.
Okay.
And then you're supposed to, have just a real short discussion with whatever group you're in on the discussion board, whatever discussion board you're split up into. So that's how he explained it, and it's a little different than the assignments here. So I think really all we need to do is talk about the two metrics, and what I'm okay with is, because we really haven't had a chance to read the information about financial metrics, we can kind of discuss as far as what we know, but I'm okay with just doing an email chain to say, after I've read these attachments, totally sweet business terms, and using financial statement analysis, once you've had a chance to kind of look it over and kind of wrap your head around what key financial metrics are, then just kind of think about our business, and we can have a little discussion here, but then we can just kind of email and say, here's the ones we think, here's how you calculate them, and based on our projections or our 5-year financial performance, then here's where we're going to meet this metric, and here's where we're going to meet this other metric. And then you guys can just individually put that together with a little post that answers those 2 questions that they're looking for, and then post it in whatever discussion group that you're in. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
The 2 metrics that I was thinking about for the business that would probably be really key would be, one of the things that we're doing is we're projecting how many sales per market area we're going to achieve through our advertising. And I don't know exactly what ratio would exactly kind of factor that in. But I think from a new business standpoint, that would be the thing you'd really want to look at, because let's say you're under those numbers, then that's really going to impact cash flow and how much working capital is going to be needed until you reach break even. So that's one. The other thing that I was thinking that would be key would be fixed costs, and what your fixed costs are as a ratio to your sales. So you want to have a target fixed cost percentage, like fixed costs as a percentage of sales, and say that initially, until you get to a certain point, this ratio is fine, but once you hit break even, then you want to have that ratio of fixed costs to sales reducing to a certain goal. Those are the 2 I thought about. Did you guys think of some other?
I haven't seen the information, so I don't know. I don't have the information.
Yeah, I haven't either, and I sent another email to Travis saying please share that with the group. So I did see our grades for that. I think we got an 89 for the 5-year financials and a 95 for the cash flow curve assignment.
Okay.
So I can live with that.
Yeah. I didn't see the data, so I could. So are we making these 2 decisions as a group, or are we just doing that individually and posting that? Because I haven't watched screencasts yet.
Yeah, the screencast says that each group member needs to do their own discussion board post for this, and that's a little different than what the iLearn instructions say. But so, because we're going to be split up into different discussion groups, smaller discussion groups, it's not the whole class.
Yeah.
So I think what we should do is you have to have your initial post for this by Friday. So, and then a couple of discussions with other people in your discussion board group between Friday and Saturday. So let's just let's just try to have our emailed suggestions as far as the 2 key metrics and the answering the 2 questions. Let's just everybody kind of work on that individually, and then just submit something to the group as an email, and then everybody can just take that information and make their own post, or we can agree on 2 metrics if you want.
What were the 2 specifically that you just said?
See, they're not exactly financial ratios.
Okay, that's what I was wondering next. I was like, I didn't hear like an actual term.
I know. That's why I'm saying it's a little rough because I haven't read the material that describes them. I mean, I'm familiar with financial ratios,
Yeah, if we can
but
get Travis and emailed those to us like ASAP, that would be that'd be
Well, because I
great.
yeah,
think the ratios that are listed, it's just in the totally sweet business terms. So, like your leverage ratio, your ROE, ROI, ROS. I think you were talking about ROS. But it wasn't really return on sales that you were mentioning.
no, but that's probably
I was close to it.
yeah because that's
Well, you're looking at return on sales in terms of like lowering your operating costs. Is that what you're talking about? Like shrinking your margins? And then once we get to a certain extent, as far as like quantity of sales or we hit break even, then there's a more specific breakdown. Is that kind of what I'm getting?
yeah. The key thing I think with a new business that's going to be relying on advertising is you're going to need to have you're going to need to make sure your projections as far as sales per market area with the advertising budget that you're planning on is accurate. I mean, if you're let's say we're projecting 60 sales per area, I can't remember, but 60 sales per month per area. If we're only getting 30
Yeah.
and that's consistent, then we know we're going to have cash flow issues. So where's return on sales, return on assets, return on equity, book value, earnings per share? Does anybody know off the top of their head the formula for return on sales?
It's income over sales, I think.
Net income or gross?
Net
Yeah, I want to say it's
net income. So before that's also that's EBIT. It's EBIT. It's earnings before interest and taxes, and then
Okay.
divided by total sales.
Yeah, I'm just going to have to do a little bit more refreshing on the ratios because I'm not sure that's going to tell you if your advertising and marketing is effective and profitable.
It's more of like that's kind of like a cross between like customer acquisition costs and like there's one it's not really a metric. It's more of like the dollars of marketing you're spending and what they're turning into.
Right. All right. Well, we can do a little bit of research and then share a couple of emails and then come up with the two metrics that everybody thinks would be most important for us as a new business, and it has those
Yeah.
the two questions. What do those metrics tell you about your business, and what can your business focus on to increase its effectiveness based on those? So yeah, I think identifying the most important things to track and maybe have some target ratios with that.
Yeah.
Okay, and then
With the good leaders, that's not a group thing, is it? I thought it was at first, and I don't think it is.
no,
So
I think the only thing that has a group component is that key financial metrics to discuss it as a group, but then post individually and then
Gotcha.
respond individually.
Yeah.
So that's really about it for this week.
Okay.
Does anybody have any questions, comments?
No, I mean, if we wanted to, we could. I mean, if people have time, I wouldn't be against meeting again and having another meeting after we have time to look at it and go over it instead of just if email is fine, that's fine. But I mean, we could also have another meeting if we wanted to. So.
Okay, let's shoot for. Going to shoot for Wednesday at midnight to have your each person's suggestions for the two
Yeah.
metrics.
Yeah, we could do that as long as I get this stuff by tomorrow.
Yeah, if we don't get it from Travis tomorrow, I've got his phone number. I'll give him a call and say, Travis, we really need it. So, okay.
Snapchat.
Yeah, but I didn't.
And that'll give us Thursday to, if we want to email back and forth, and if we need to meet or something, we could meet Thursday night or something. But
He was like,
so.
Our son, he's like 2 years old. He's like, do you guys?
All right.
No. I was like, oh.
He just like ran into our house.
I was like, get the dang key.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording, and I'll post it with just a little recap email because I think Christina's texting me here that says
It wasn't working.
she gets an error each time. So
yeah, they're doing the same thing to me every time I try to join it from the email. I actually had to go to the actual like Google hangouts.google.com and log in with my my Gmail address, and then I had to find it. It wasn't even under my other current conversations. I had to go under invites and then join the conversation from the invites. It was some convoluted thing. It wasn't letting me do it from the email link. That's why I was emailing you, Norman. I was like, I couldn't get it to work. Every time I tried to join it, I could see everyone's little bubbles on the bottom, and then it would said error, and it would just kick me out.
That's funny.
So, yeah, I don't know what's
Wait,
going
so
on.
sorry, I missed that. When do we want to meet again?
we're going to have everybody email their suggestions to the group by Wednesday at midnight.
Cool.
And so then Thursday we'll exchange a couple of emails, with the suggestions. Maybe I'll just kind of summarize everything. And if we can just kind of narrow it down to two key ones that everybody can agree on, then we don't need to meet. If you think we need to meet, then we could maybe meet Thursday night or something like that. I'm thinking email's probably going to work fine.
Okay, I agree.
Okay. You have a good week, and we'll talk to you on email.
Cool.
All right, thanks, Norman.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.